The Portuguese also gathered their former colonies, and because we do not want to annoy them, we speak nicely about them.
My name is Huda, and I do not think that the African youth should travel outside of the country because, like what I learned from one of the speakers, he said the brains are the ones that develop the nation. It's not like the natural resources. So if
all of us to come and sign, this is going to help a continental trade. A free movement of Africa is the prosperity of our continent. The importance of this program is
campaign in 10. 1, 2, 3. Africa. Dr. Eugene Owusu, please take your place on the stage. Dr. Eugene Owusu.
This is a dicey question. I think that from time immemorial, Nkrumah has spearheaded these dialogues and discussions on transforming Africa into a borderless continent.
I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life, have to be a better me. I don't think that my head's on straight. Gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight.
One African biometric passport and digital ID. Today, an African researcher must navigate more paperwork to enter Egypt than a young intern does entering Germany. In 2016, our leaders launched the African Union Passport for Africans. But that was where it ended. Tomorrow, a single African passport opens 55 countries. A continental digital ID connects mobility to mobile money, trade, and secure online services. The African passport is not symbolic. It is freedom made practical. 4. Implement the AFCFTA Digital Trade Protocol. Today, a Kampala e-commerce business selling to Burkina Faso battles incompatible digital rules and non-interoperable signatures. Tomorrow, one African digital marketplace. Instant access to over 1.5 billion customers, secure data flows, borderless remote work, digital opportunity for millions of young Africans. 5. Mobile money interoperability and Pan-African Payments and Settlement System, PAPS. Today, a Gambian dressmaker can't receive a Durban payment without expensive foreign platforms. Tomorrow, he pays in rand. Customs Union. The deadline for having a single customs union in Africa is 2028, but we are far from it. Today, a truck from Tema to Niamey clears customs repeatedly, losing days and money. Agricultural goods rot at borders. Investors hesitate, but with digitalization and political will, this can change. Tomorrow, one tariff, one clearance, one continental customs territory. A customs union transforms AFCFTA from theory to engine. 8. Continental infrastructure corridors. Today, 50 plus checkpoints between Lagos, Nigeria and Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire on roads that are not good. Train lines that do not even end at borders. Power grids that do not connect. Tomorrow, high-speed rail from Dakar to Nairobi, continental expressways, shared energy markets, a seamless digital backbone. Infrastructure is the physical foundation of unity. 9. The $1 a day African Infrastructure Fund. Today, Africa waits for foreign support to build African roads. Dream projects die on PowerPoint slides. The infrastructure funding gap is about $1 billion a year. That is about how much Africans in the diaspora send home every year to friends and family. Tomorrow, tens of millions of Africans plus sovereign funds, development financial institutions, pension funds, and the diaspora can contribute to a professionally managed fund investing in revenue-generating infrastructure that connects and integrates us.
The Portuguese also gathered their former colonies, and because we do not want to annoy them, we speak nicely about them. Nkrumah foresaw this. So as we are gathered here today, talking about a borderless Africa, let us be realistic. I'm speaking to you at a time when Africa is bleeding. There's war in Sudan. Nobody mentioned about it here. There is war in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Nobody mentioned it here. The Sahelian countries, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali are excluded from the activities of the African Union. Africa is not at ease. So even as we talk about a borderless Africa, we must talk about an Africa where there is peace. Because you can have all the free borders you have, but if there is no peace, where will you move? I remember, I believe it's in the year 2020, the African Union said that there was the silencing of the guns. The guns are with us again. So my fellow Africans, let us not be romantic about what we are saying. Let us be realistic. Let us wed our words with our deeds. And he spoke. And he apologized. He said Nkrumah was right, we were wrong. He was right because he foresaw that if African countries became used to titles such as president and prime minister and ministers, it would not be easy to unite the continent. But he reminded his audience on that day that when African leaders go out or Africans go out of Africa, it is not their Ghanaian-ness or Rwanda-ness or Kenya-ness that matters. It is their African-ness. He was reminding us that we need a continent that is borderless. He told us. So today, as we have this conversation, let us remind ourselves that this is not a new conversation. In 1980 in Lagos, Nigeria, under the Lagos Plan of Action, we promised ourselves that we would enhance intra-African trade, that goods from Addis Ababa in Ethiopia would move to Casablanca in Morocco, that we would have goods moving from South Africa to Maputo, and we said that we were going to achieve this through the regional economic communities such as ECOWAS, SADC, COMESA, the Maghreb, the East African Community, the IGAD. But if you go on the ground, the reality is very different. Aliko Dangote, whose image is displayed outside of this auditorium, famously said that he needs more visas to travel across an African continent than an American blogger who has the passport of the United States of America. That is the reality of our continent. is the reality of our continent, so that as we talk about doing business with ourselves, African heads of state run to the Oval Office in the United States of America to sign AGOA, to sign off their health arrangement, to sign off with the European Union, and to play the gooseberry in Davos. That is where we are. So today we have come here to dramatize our anger. We have come here to dramatize our sense of urgency. My good sister, Nkosazana Lamini Zuma, who served as the chair of the AUC from the year 2012 to 2017, during which period the Africa Agenda 2063 was incubated. I remember the fictional letter that you wrote from the future. Your letter to Kwame Nkrumah dated the 24th day of January, the year 2063, in which you are telling the Osagyefo that Africa has grown, that Africa has changed, that the promises we made to ourselves have been fulfilled, that we have electricity, that we have roads, that we can now produce what we consume and consume what we produce. It is 37 years away. The question is, will you release that letter to the Osagyefo? Will our promises come true? Will the young men and women who are present here be given the opportunity to serve? Will we enable them? We talk of the numbers. We talk about 1.4 billion. We talk about it as a youth dividend. But our young men and women are running away and dying in the Mediterranean because there are no opportunities. They are running away because we do not create an environment where they can invent and innovate. The question is, how are we going to change this? The answer is, we must rethink Africa. The answer is, we must make Africa different. We must make Africa work. We must have self-esteem. We must be able to understand that nobody is going to help us. But unfortunately, when I listen to the Osagyefo, and I do many times, we got the crown without the jewels. The time is now to change the situation. The question is, are you ready? The question is, are we simply holding annual jamborees? Or we are serious this time around? The question is, will we hold yet another meeting and other meetings without action? That is the question that Africans are asking. The question is, are we going to do that which is in the best interest of the continent of Africa? The question is, are the countries prepared to make countries visa-free? Are we prepared to have one currency? Are we prepared to have one identity? Are we prepared to empower our young men and our women? Are we creating an environment where we can realize our potential? Are we prepared to embrace the dividends of the 4th and 5th Industrial Revolution? Are we prepared to embrace artificial intelligence? And are we making our own? Or we are relying on China and Russia and the United States of America and all the other countries? Are we not in danger of having yet another scramble for Africa? These are the questions that we ought to pose even as we celebrate what we desire to do. It is not easy. And those who think it is easy will be disappointed. This is a journey which is intergenerational. The generation that has started this journey will not conclude it. So the young men who are here, you are from the Democratic Republic of Congo, are you ready for a borderless South Africa? You are from Ghana, are you ready? Yes. You are from Nigeria, are you ready? Yes. From Kenya, are you ready? Yes. From Egypt, are you ready? Yes. From Rwanda, are you ready? Yes. From Tunisia, are you ready? Yes. From Senegal, are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Because the question that history is asking is, are you ready? Yes. If you are ready, say you are ready. If you are ready, say you are ready. This continent cannot continue to operate in the periphery. If this continent is to be liberated, it is going to be liberated by yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, on an occasion such as this, wisdom requires that we don't speak for too long. We only remind ourselves that there is work to be done and that there is nobody who is going to do that work. It is us who are going to do that work. And I know many young Africans who are doing great work. And women who are in the fashion space. I know those who are in the education phase, like my friend Linus Okorie from Nigeria. And I know people like Nkosazana and Lamini Zuma who never say die. Even when it looks like it is not going to happen, she never says die. Ladies and gentlemen, ours today is to take a solemn vow. So I ask us to take a solemn vow that going forward, we are going to inundate the networks, that will not just have 10 million signatures, but will have 50 million signatures. And out of this conference, there shall be a communique that shall be taken to all the 54 heads of states and government in Africa, and that they shall be asked, if not required, to do what they must do if Africa is to liberate herself. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great continent. This is a continent that we can make even greater. Let us say with the Osagie for Kwame Nkrumah that it can be done. Let us say with the oath of all that it can be done, and it is your duty to play your part. So let us say it can be done. Play your part. It can be done. It can be done.
In 10, 9, 8, 2, 1. Make Africa borderless now. Choboy! Choboy! Choboy!
So, choose your choice. Prosperity or disaster. Prosperity or disaster? Prosperity! I think you can hear us. Come on, prosperity or disaster? The borders. Accelerate trade. Create jobs. Expand your economies. Deliver prosperity.
weeks now after the American streamer toured Ghana and had a very luxurious massage. And people wondered whether Kuriye meant anything at all. Kuriye is actually a chant from the northern parts of our country. And it's usually used to call the community together to work for the development of their community. And so when the women gather in groups, especially to prepare what they need to prepare for the community, they use Kuriye as a chant. But also as a recreation, when they sit together as a circle, they pass the stones around and they sing Kuriye, Kuri Jan Jan, so that the stone moves around the circle. So two things. Kuriye means calling the community together, but it also means handing down a legacy from one generation to one generation. And so, as one African family, we are calling ourselves today as a community with the chant Kuriye, Kuriye, Kuri Jan Jan. So when I say Kuriye, Kuriye, your response is Kuri Jan Jan. Your response is Kuri Jan Jan. Kuriye, Kuriye, Kuri Jan Jan. Kuruna Baba, Kuri Jan Jan. Kuriye, Kuriye, Kuri Jan Jan. Kuriye Africa, Kuri Jan Jan. Kuriye Motherland, Kuri Jan Jan. Kuriye, Kuriye. Today,
Mr. Free Africa.
borderless Africa.
Open Africa skies now.
Borderless Africa.
One African biometric passport and digital ID.
Borderless Africa.
Implement AFSA protocol on digital trade.
Borderless Africa.
Make cross-border payments seamless across Africa.
Borderless Africa.
Recognize African skills across Africa.
Borderless Africa.
One standard, one test, one market.
Borderless Africa.
One African Customs Union.
Borderless Africa.
Build the Africa we want for ourselves. Continental infrastructure corridors.
Borderless Africa.
Personalize the African court of justice.
Borderless Africa.
Empower women and youth in trade.
Borderless Africa.
One African voice in global trade negotiations.
Borderless Africa. If you're here and you are an African youth, if you're here and you believe in the potential of the continent, if you are here and you are 35 years and below, please rise to your feet. If you're here and you're an African youth, please rise to your feet. Join us to connect together. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time to connect Africa.
Connecting Africa. We want a borderless continent. The youth wants confidence. Bet on ourselves and invest in the competence to make Africa great. Open the gates for trade. One heart, one mind, one voice for change. The time is now for the connection.
Make everything a progression.
The time is now for the connection. Love and peace in the combination. Hey, the
From
time
wherever
is
you are
now.
in Africa, you gotta win.
Yeah.
From
Africa.
It's time for the newest with ambition.
It's time for the newest with ambition. Any champions in the building? If you know, thank you very much. Africa is time to win. Borderless Africa is now.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Chief Moment.
Few things. One, for the borderless Africa to work, we must decolonize our minds. I'm not a South African. So we must begin to think of ourselves as Africans, not as Ghanaians, South Africans, Ethiopians. Then the borderless Africa won't work. We're Africans, but we live in different parts of Africa like everybody else. The other thing I want to say is that who will respect us if we can't feed ourselves? Why are we spending billions of dollars importing food? Why? We have the people, we have the land, we have water, we have sunshine. Why are we importing food? And you are crying about jobs, but we are exporting them every day. We're crying about revenue, but we are exporting revenue every day. Because when you have sent something raw, the high-level jobs are created where you have exported to. And revenue, by the time you buy it as a finished good, it's probably 10 times or even more the price you sold it. So, and when you are an exporter of raw material, you are not a price caller, you are the price taker. So I think let's believe in ourselves. Let's utilize what we have. Let's have a skills revolution so that we can do all these things. Young people can do all these things here. But also, I heard we talking about governments. Yes, governments. But what about us as citizens? If we're not active citizens, nothing will happen. Because we should be saying to our countries, including all our countries, why have you not ratified the protocol on free movement? Why are there only 4 countries that have ratified? But if we as citizens are not active, there will be no borderless Africa. And we have to take it, everyone has to make a vow that when I go back, I'll make sure that I ask questions, I get what we agreed here to be done where I am. All of us. But if we think we'll just fold our hands and wait for governments, it will not happen. I can tell you, standing here, it will not happen. It will only happen if every single one of us play their part to make it happen. Now we've had a very good 3 days. We've had more than 12 breakfast meetings. We've had lots of panels. So we're going to compile a compact that will come from all these meetings and all these discussions. And we'll put it on our website and we'll also send it to your emails. Because we can't now read the compact now. When are we going to include what Professor Lumumba has just said? Because we must include everything.
that was discussed here. So you will get it on our website as soon as possible. It will be a product of your work. So you deserve a big round of applause. But before I leave the stage, I want to thank the team led by both our executive board chair and our CEO in putting this together. We've had a great time here, and we thank
Africans joining me on stage wherever you are. If you've been pre-selected to grab this moment, please come on stage. A pure exhibition that we only focus on what we say, we action what we say. We have mentioned the role of youth. We have mentioned the role of women. We have mentioned the role of SMEs. Your Excellency, please go ahead and light the torch, signifying a borderless Africa, signifying that when we trade amongst ourselves, we achieve prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen,
Choboya! I said Choboy! The response is hey, Choboy! Independence has been lit. Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray, APN.
Hip, hip, hip.
Can we please have the APN executive and board joining us on stage? May I have my Excellency from Togo joining us on stage, our partners from Badea, our partners from KGL, our partners from Telecel across the continent of Africa that Make Africa Borderless Now has been launched. APD 2026 has concluded successfully. May I kindly have His Excellency Lumumba on stage? Where are my photographers? And on three, we will say Africa. 1, 2, 3. You've got to say it a little louder than that. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3.
Africa!
Dr. Eugene Owusu, please take your place on the stage. Dr. Eugene Owusu, I see you. Auntie Patricia, please make your way up on the stage. May I ask you to remain standing here on this stage? These are two stalwarts who have been instrumental in ensuring the success of Africa prosperity in this photo. If there's anybody else I've forgotten, please take center stage. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we have been working towards. The youth of Africa takes the torch. Ambition 2063 is in your hands. Africa's prosperity is in your hands. This is absolutely a significant moment for the continent of Africa. Congratulations, well done. Forward ever, backward never.
Thank you very much indeed. Put your hands together for yourselves. The torch has been passed on to the next generation, and it will keep burning until Africa is open forever. We'd like to remind you that we have the APCA Gala dinner tonight at Kempinski Hotel, 6:30 p.m. sharp. We have a few tickets for sale. You can purchase the tickets on the APN website. We'd like to see you there for a night of reflection, music, and excitement.
Yes, there are. So light to emergencies. Minutes after this will die. From the bottomless beat. But my hands were mission. But in the midst of the Atlantic, we found truly generation. Hey, triumphantly. So would you let me see the signs of freedom? It's so loud. Sing it with us. Redemption song. Africa, redemption song. Can I hear your voices now? that we are meant to build upon. And when we build our nations on top of colonial mentality, I don't think we're going to be able to uplift from the ground. You know? So this is what Africa win. And of what them send out, oh, them send out, please, send out. Really like, sweetie like, them send it like, them true, they will always try to hide. Gonna spend it on the ball, MPD, African Prosperity Dialogue. Yes, so tell me where we go. Run it up, tempo. Answer me now, this time. You know me say everybody wants to go round the world for me tonight. Simple life. Easy. Give me the food and give me the clothes and give me the love and give me shelter. Simple life, simple life. Oh, Lord of mercy, say, Mama Africa is so. He's so simple life. It's so we want to live. Love you. Go by the star boy. MPD 2026. Bless you. Last one. Can I do a last one? Yo, the last one. Which one? Silent Samurai. Which one? Which one? How that music from Ghana will send this to North Africa? Let's go. Ella. Solo. Ice. Solo. Let's go. Salvador. Zumbalabo. Celebredem. Zimbelebem. Kempelempa. Forabadom. Oh, I love you.
So I am Miss Eugenia Aticho. I'm the CEO for Imperial Global Limited and the principal consultant also for the organization. Yeah.
We are here for the Africa Prosperity Dialogue.
Yes.
Generally, how do you see the whole program?
This is another trigger to what we've already believed in, continue to champion, and continue to speak on. And this is exactly what we need to keep hammering on the nail that Africa's prosperity is not going to take forever. It's going to start now for us to be able to make it happen.
The conversation has been so long, even since Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's time. Do you believe this time around action is going to take place?
We are action takers. I don't know about the persons who have been in the rooms hearing conversations around the topic and not working around it. But for the few who have believed in it, has championed it to the stage. And we also are here to carry it forward to the next level to ensure that we are leaving something behind for the generations after and that they can be proud of.
Do you believe the Western power are still interfering in African development? And
We
if so,
are
how
inter-
effectively?
we are the ones interfering in our own progress. We are supposed to, at this point in time, instead of just doing the thinking, taking action. Because if you refuse to take action, you are limiting your progress. And I take that from Mr. Gabriel Tre's word, which is sovereignty. Sovereignty is not sovereignty by closing our borders. Sovereignty is when our own people can be able to find dignity in being representatives and carriers of what we hold prestige to us, our land.
Beautiful. Before I leave you finally, what's your last message for African youth?
Africa's time is now. Africa's time is now. Africa's time is now. And the youths is the career and actionable phantom of that moment.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
So it's very beautiful day over here at the Accra Conference Center just to discuss Africa Prosperity Dialogue, and I am Bright Kwame Avuto. As you can see here with me, one of the Africa. Do you believe that for a very long time we've been discussing borderless Africa? Is it one of those things that we are coming to just sit here, talk, or this time around is different?
Um, this is a dicey question. I think that from time immemorial, Nkrumah has spearheaded these dialogues and discussions on transforming Africa into a borderless continent. I do think that when the event started, there was a campaign that people were supposed to sign. They're trying to get about 10 million signatures, and I'm hoping that that's a step in the right direction towards making sure that dialogue turns into impact. So I don't think it's just a conversation, but I think that it's up to each and every one of us who's present here to support and make sure that this comes to life. Also, being a deputy CEO at Ghana Tourism Development Company, I think this is also integral to our industry. And I think that a borderless Africa will not just advance tourism, but would advance trade, would advance knowledge and skill based sharing. And I know that it's going to take Africa to the next level. Our counterparts in Europe are traveling to Schengen states for like 20, 30 euros. I don't think it's beyond us to be able to do.
Now, finally, before I leave you, do you think African youth should stay here in Africa to build the continent instead of running for battle elsewhere?
Economically speaking, there are different ways we can look at this question, but I do think that to be able to build a better Africa, it cannot be done by anyone else other than us. So, yes, I do believe that the African youth should stay, should build, and should aim to develop Africa. Naomi Alabi, Deputy CEO, Ghana Tourism Development Company.
All right, first of all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, according to the time you are watching this video. It is very important to every child of Africa, even to be at these premises, especially concerning all of us to come and sign. This is going to help a continental trade. A free movement of Africa is the prosperity of our continent. The importance of this program is going to make Africa one of the biggest continents on this planet Earth. Our culture is going to, practice in other parts of the continent, because a lot of us, we don't even know what is being practiced in Uganda. We don't know what is being practiced culture-wise. We don't know what is being practiced in Zimbabwe or Zambia. So this borderless African is going to help all of us to move from one country to another country. Continental-wise, is going to help us to have, continental free trade among ourselves. It's also going to boost our economy. And it's one of the biggest opportunities to the continent of Africa. This conversation has been in the future for a very long time. Do you think this time around, very soon? Yeah, sure. It's gonna work. It's gonna work, and it's going to help us. We need more education to the youth of Africa. The reason why this needs to be done, but when you remember from 1963, in the time of Research Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, channeling the one Africa, the one borderless Africa, one passport Africa, one policy Africa, and one currency in Africa. It is one of the biggest opportunities to the continent of Africa. But they were not able to understand the vision of the man until his assassination, his overthrown in 1963. So now that we are all here seeing what is happening, I think it's going to help the continent a lot. Do you think Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was a prophet? Like he prophesied that Africa, at the point that you can come together, you will be like this forever. Yeah, it's going to be like this forever, because Kwame Nkrumah is a prophet. And whatever he says, it comes to pass. And we, the people now, we need to remember the words of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah from the 1963 up to now. Whatever words that he has said, we can see the it manifestation around the continent of Africa. Let's come back to our country. The conversation of changing the International Airport has been lately, talked about very much. You think the name should be changed, and why? Very importantly, the name should be changed, because anybody who don't know Kotoka International Airport comes in as a foreigner, need to find what the kotoka means. And every child of Ghana, unless maybe you are not educated by the person who is called kotoka, this is a person who has break the downfall of the Republic of Ghana. Not only Ghana, the entire continent of Africa. Because if Kwame Nkrumah was not overthrown at that 1966, like by now we have the borderless Africa, we have one currency, but because of that man kotoka, that is the reason why we were not able to achieve the United States of Africa. And so Kwame Nkrumah put the Accra International. Why? Because he has the vision of making all that. At that time we have 10 regions, and out of the 10 regions, his purpose is to have international airport of Ho, international airport of Wa, international port of Central Region. So he made that purpose. That is the reason why he named it Accra International Airport, so that all the regions in the Republic of Ghana is definitely going to have their own airport.
Finally, before I leave, all right, so it's asking of the message you have for the youth out there.
The youth of Africa. It's very important for us to support this mission, because you don't need to be struggling on the Mediterranean Sea that you are going to work in America. You don't need to be struggling on the desert because you are going to work in Europe. When we have all these resources across the continent of Africa, we can move from one country to one country and have continental trade among ourselves. If you are a Ghanaian, you can make a sandals, you can send that sandals to Tanzania and go and sell. And this is a continental trader our leaders are talking about. So every youth of Africa, involve yourself in this, and that is going to help the continent to achieve its purpose. Thank you.
Nice one. The last time we met, we were talking about Burkina Faso. I don't know, the last time we did that demonstration, do you still believe that young Africans, should be able to take over the continent or their nation to rule?
Yes, it is true that a young African need to take over the continent. But when you look at what Burkina Faso is doing, less than 3 years in office, we have leadership in around the corner of Africa who have been in office for 30 years, for 25 years, for 40-something years. They cannot be compared with what the young man has done less than 3 years in Burkina Faso. And that is the reason why it is very important for all countries across the continent to have a young, energetic leadership to take part in their countries.
Thank you so much for that.
God bless you.
So my name is Fuda, and I do not think that the African youth should travel outside of the country because, like what I learned from one of the speakers, he said the brains are the ones that develop the nation. It's not like the natural resources. So if our people that have the brains actually go outside, what are we going to use the natural resources for? That's how come they come and then they exploit our natural resources. And then they go out of the country and they sell it. And then we buy it again. That is our natural resources. So what I think is that we can go out and go and learn, but then we should come back and come and impact with the knowledge that we have. Yes. I think it's a very important initiative. It's something that we should talk about because it makes it easy. It makes it easy for us to, from someone who is in Accra, to be able to send her goods outside and sell, and someone who is from Kenya to be able to come to Ghana and then sell her goods. So it's a very important.
So you don't know, I came in and it's been a good time. I had a whole lot of good vibes, but from all things being said, we as a people need to really awaken ourselves, know who we are as a people, know where we come from. That's when we can get to know where we are going, because back in the days, charity was in the home. But where is charity now? Charity has gone to the schools, to the church places, and this is where we mostly spend more time. So as a people, as a family, where are we getting it right? We're fighting for a borderless Africa. Yes, it's a good cause, but until we get to know and awaken who we are deep within us, then we can get to know we are in for a good cause. So this I say, yes, we are not wrong about it. Yes, we still have to know and get to fight, know who we really are as a person. You know what I mean? So that is where we really have to get it right. This phone, this gadget, whatever we use, the physical side of it, yes, we have it. But the software aspect of it is also being updated regularly. How well do we update ourselves as a spiritual being? This is one thing we need to look at, because as a person, if you get to unbalance who you are, things might not look the way it should be. When we are on the right frequency, we get to channel each other properly. That's when the fight gets to be on a good course. Yes, the revolution is going to hit up, Now it is, and we are going to fight for it. This is not the place we might be talking about spirituality and all that, but we still say yes, there might be some side of it to be said. It is, and we will. Borderless Africa it is. Africa with the Ghana with the oneness we say. Yo, call me the blackbird. No, where you first heard. Yes. Nana Kwame Frimpong Abuaji. Hit me up. Know what we talk about, bro. You're doing a good work, bro, and keep doing it. Hopefully, yeah.
I have a simple question for you. Do you think the Western powers are still interfering in Africa's development?
Well, the Western powers has always been interfering, and their fear is we getting to be as a unit. So until we get to mobilize ourselves, as a corporate, as an organized people, getting to sit down to really plan what we really want. They are really organized, my brother. Very, very organized as a team. They plan ahead. That is where we are slacking. We are divided. Yes, we have a vision, but we are divided. That is what comes in with a division. So division is when people come in as one vision, but being divided, separation. We can't fight along divided. No, we are going to get kicked out. So in a not sense, like you're saying, they keep interfering in their cunning ways, plotting against us with our leaders, telling them lies, fighting and sabotaging what is right. And we say yes, the youth are going to fight for what is right. Not here in Ghana. It might be in a different place out there in Africa. It might be out there in the Caribbean. It might be in the Europe. Yes, so until we get to channel each other on the right path, spiritually, mentally, physically, that is when we can go out victorious, my brother. It's a good cause we are fighting for, though. And today being the 6th of February, field and 26, field 1026, a field 1026 I say again. We're still going to fight.
Yes, it will be before it comes to our
event.
So yes, kindly hold this for me and then,
for what was
yes,
right.
30 seconds video.
What was left?
See how
If
you're able to
was
put
to
it
be alive
nicely.
today, will he be happy?
Just do that for me.
So what are we living
So,
back
yeah,
for our
I'm
kids?
from.
Our kids'
Okay,
kids.
you can wait for just a minute.
Are we going to be proud of? It's
So
good
we
to
are
fight
an
for the
enterprise.
physicals, for the materials, but what of the morals? You know what I mean? These are things you really have to look at as a family. And what are our ladies doing as well? You go out there, what do we see? What do we hear? What do we eat? Where is our tradition? You know what I mean? So most often, some of these things you really get to. But all the same, it's for a good cause, Jano. But we're still going to fight for it. It's not going to be, it's going to be. We still have to make it be. So it will. Yes. Just do you. Awaken yourself. You know what I mean? Know who you are. Fight for what it is. Not because majority is going for it, so you are also going to go for it. If you have to go the other way, let them go. Go your path. Make sure you're going for a good cause. That is what we are going to be. You know what I mean? So this is the message. And this is what we have to really be awakened for. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Nana Kwame Frimpong Abuaji. You know where you first heard. Call me your blackbird. That is it.
Yes.
So you can reach out on social media anywhere. I'm into clothing. You know what I mean?
So
Anything
how is
at all.
program,
Jerseys,
impactful to,
African
is
prints.
it going to be impactful
I mean,
to
yo,
African
bro,
businesses,
don't say no word.
SMEs, women,
This is
and
what we
then
really fight for.
So your name then?
Just do
Yes.
you. That's the brand.
Let me just record it.
JDY.
Quick,
Just
quick,
do
quick.
you.
We'll finish right now.
Just do you, my brother.
Sorry.
Just do you.
Okay,
Just do you.
listen to me now.
Every time, my brother.
Hello guys, my name is Prince Owusu, a player of SC Mediama and Black Stars. Please, I will urge each and everyone to subscribe to Glow Up TV. Ciao.